We here. Fort Lauderdale living, baby. First time toes touching sand, man. Hey, made it to the beach. That's the hotel. Tunnel, I took the long way. Here's the beach, man. Hurricane Milton. Oh, you forgot about Fort Lauderdale, dog. I'm attending this year. Flew all the way from South Carolina. There was a bit of a scare there. We had a Hurricane Milton that came in like a day prior. So I was a little skeptic if I was going to be able to make it or not, but we made it all the way down here, man. Yeah, so for me, this has been an incredible opportunity for me to network with other like-minded professionals in the tech community, specifically ones that look like me, which is, few in between. And as someone who's worked in tech, specifically in IT consulting, I especially understand that, man, even in your career, you're only going to go as far as the people in your camp. And when you come to these tech events, man, you never know who you're going to meet. You open in the door, and behind that door could be the CEO of a company, could be a C-suite level professional, could be someone a recruiter who's looking to fill a role that you could fill. Man, it's crazy. I actually ran into the CEO of Black Men in Tech as I was passing by an elevator. He was coming off the elevator. I was coming down the stairs from my room to the conference center and ran into him, man, and took a picture. I'll probably post it up somewhere. But yeah, man, it's just opportunities like that you just don't get if you don't put yourself out there. So I want to give y'all a little bit of insight, man, on my experience here at Thrive 24. I attended some dope panelist sessions where they had some really interesting and thought-provoking conversations. The panelist hosts were exceptional. I start with giving you some stuff from my notes from a few of the panel sessions that I attended. The first panel session I attended today, straight out of registration, literally went down there. Registration was about 8:30. Got registered and headed to my first session, which was at about 9 o'clock. And that session was entitled Elevate Your Story, Unleashing the Power of Your Personal Narrative. So yeah, I started the day with a session on how to elevate your personal narrative. This really hit home for me because, as a business owner myself, running an IT consultancy, how you tell the story can change the outcome of you potentially acquiring a new client, closing a deal. It can really make the difference. So we really learned about crafting a compelling narrative. It doesn't just focus on the what of your work, but the why, the impact, the drive, the results. And also ultimately it's about how you make people feel, right? Because there's a really good quote that one of the panelists used from another person that spoke on people are going to forget what you did. People are going to forget the accolades you achieved. They're going to forget the results you brought, but they're never going to forget how you made them feel. And that really resounded with me a lot. This is extremely true, especially in the world of consultancy, like I said, but also, having a more client-facing role. Sometimes it's hard to analyze or bring to words the impact that you have, but how do you make people feel? What problems are you aiming to solve? How are you making their life easier, their job easier? Are you changing or streamlining things for them, making things faster? And that's what this session really touched on, is how to create that narrative around what you're doing and how to communicate that to other people. So the second session I attended after that one was a session entitled Purpose Unleashed, Using Tech Innovation and Your Why to Revolutionize Advertising and Changing the World. So this session was a little bit out of my realm. It was in the technology realm, but it was more so advertising and marketing. But those are important. Those are very important for me to learn, so I thought that I could key in and get some nuggets from this. So this panel was all about using technology and innovation to not just drive business, but to change the world. The panel speaker was Mr. Walter Greer. Man, he's done it. He's really out here doing what he said he's doing, and I really enjoyed hearing about his experiences. But one big takeaway was the idea of aligning your why with your purpose and the work you do in tech. He really pushed the concept of purpose-driven impact on society and technology. And some of the videos he shared were centered around technology solutions that really were driving change and solving problems, creating new solutions, innovative solutions, helping people with disabilities, and bridging the gap for people dealing with real world issues and how technology can meet those needs. It kind of made me reflect on the larger purpose behind my own work. So it was very empowering. So the next session I attended was a session called Pieces of a Black Man. It was deeply personal. It was a very powerful session. We discussed the complex layers that make up the identity of a black man, particularly in tech. And it's not just about our professional lives, but it's about how we bring our whole selves to the table, our struggles, our successes, and everything in between. And the panelists really shared stories that reminded me how important it is to bring your authentic self to the forefront, especially in spaces that don't always reflect your experiences, where you lived, how you grew up, things that impacted and molded your life. And those insights are valuable because when you bring that to the table, you're authentically yourself and you provide insight and value from a different lens that otherwise would have been interpreted. The fourth session I attended was a session called Balancing Act, Home, Work, and Entrepreneur Ambition. Honestly, y'all, this was like one of the most relatable sessions for me. So for me, juggling a tech career, being an entrepreneur, and having a family life, this session really spoke to the realities of trying to do it all. And the panelists gave some really great advice on setting boundaries, being intentional with your time, and prioritizing what really matters to you. I myself have really struggled with finding balance and synergy, and so to hear from other people who successfully migrated those waters was encouraging, to say the least. It really gave me some things to think on. All right, so number 5, they not like us, dealing with conflict at work. This was another session that really just stood out to me. This session was all about handling conflict and dealing with conflict resolution in the workplace as a black professional. The discussion really was focused around navigating conflict with grace, but also using conflict as a way to grow instead of just being reactive. Some of the panelists discussed some of their previous experiences, and they really didn't let back. But they provided some valuable insight that really made me think on emotional intelligence and maintaining professionalism in the face of adversity. And that really hit me hard. The 6th session I attended was a session entitled Money in the Bank, Growing and Sustaining Wealth. And as someone who's always thinking about long-term financial growth and how I can set my family up for success, this session just really touched on growing and sustaining wealth as a goal. And we talked about everything from investing, building multiple streams of income. It was a very practical and no-nonsense approach to financial independence. It really made me think on how important it is to have a clear strategy for those of us who are in the entrepreneurial space. The 7th session I attended was a session called Tech Talk, using AI for career readiness. And you know, right now AI is everywhere, so I figured, hey, why not pop into this session? Yeah, but this session really touched on a lot of things, from resume optimization to preparing for interviews. We explored how AI tools can help streamline your career development. And as someone who works directly in tech, I'm really excited to see how a lot of these tools can help both businesses and individuals stay competitive in the market. And the final session I attended, which was the 8th session of the day, was Black Executive Leadership, Views from the Top. So I wrapped up on this session, and this was a chance for me to hear from some heavy hitters in the tech industry. And they really shared their stories of perseverance, strategy, and how they continue to advocate for diversity in tech, which was pretty inspiring. It really made me think about what I want my legacy to be, not just as a tech consultant, but also as someone who's looking to be a leader in this space. Yeah, man, so that's a wrap for day 1, man. Day 1 of the I-24 Tech Conference. I've already gained so much insight from these sessions, so stay tuned because I know there's gonna be a lot more. Peace.
Yeah, man, this is actually really dope, man. As I was sitting here, actually, I was going to wrap up for the day and get ready for the game night. Man, I'm checking my emails, and I actually got invited to a private dinner hosted by a company called F5. Seems like a dope experience, man. So I'll freshen up a bit tonight and head over there in a little bit. Also checking to see, if there's any contract opportunities. Looks like I got a few here. A few sourcing companies reached out about some job opportunities, man. So I think I'm going to attend to these for a little bit and then head over to the dinner. Catch y'all there.
been a eventful conference. Whew, a little burnt out, a little tired, but I love it. I'm here on a mission with a goal, and I'm gonna work feverishly until I get there. So that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, man, let me go ahead and give you my day 2 wrap up. Man, I got my notes out. I attended a few sessions later in the evening. I really spent more of my first half of my day kind of going in and out of sessions, shaking a few hands, trying to get a few more LinkedIns here and there. Just really trying to embrace being more people-centric and being more forward and outgoing. I'm a naturally introverted person, so I'll be honest, it takes effort for me to introduce myself, walk into someone's face, shake their hand, say hello, say my name, give them my elevator pitch on who I am, what I do, my why behind what I do. I just want to make sure that I'm putting my brand out there so that I'm known in this space. As I continue to keep going to these tech conferences, I see some of the similar faces from previous tech conferences who recognized me, and a few people that I didn't meet last time that I recognized and I was able to shake hand and introduce with. So, it was a beneficial. It's a mutually beneficial experience to be able to exchange knowledge, exchange perspective. I say that to say that you're going to get a variety of life experience, a plethora of industry experience when you go to events like this. Things that are invaluable, things that you couldn't even get necessarily at your day job, even if you are working in tech, just because there's such a breadth of information and such a breadth of industry experience across many different industry verticals. I've met people working for nonprofits, pharmaceuticals, financial services, you name it, tech startups that are out here looking for partners and funding, and it's so much going on at these tech conferences, and to be around other people that look like me. Like I said, we're in these rooms few in between outside of this conference, but when we're all here together, it's like collaborative, collective mind, spirit. It's just so unique to events like this and Afrotech that I really think if you're black, or if you're not even black, if you're an advocate or an ally for diversity and inclusion, I think you should try to attend some of these conferences yourself. It's an invaluable experience for sure. Just got back from the function. It was a dope vibe. Y'all saw the area. I tried to show as much as I could. Jeez, beautiful. But yeah, that's how we're wrapping up our experience at Thrive Conference 24. Hope y'all enjoy it. Stay tapped in for more content, more traveling, more conferences. It won't just be me, it'll be my counterpart Ross. We are Fell Fast, man. That's the brand. Stay tapped in with us, man. We got a lot more heat coming for y'all boys. Like I said, appreciate y'all for tuning in this long. Hopefully we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.